Hello, welcome to another episode. Today we're going to be making chicken piccata. It's a very simple dish. I think you'll enjoy it. And as you know by now, I wear different t-shirts for friends of mine and just to promote local business. This is going to be promoting Anthony's Legacy of Love. Anthony was my daughter-in-law's brother. He passed in 2017 from autoimmune disease, Stills. What they do every year is they have a couple of different functions and they raise money for scholarships and they give that out to different organizations. We're going to post that on the site so you see what it is. I'm going to bring my daughter-in-law Sashi here because this is the person here who makes all of this happen. We don't do any videos without her. We can't do any videos without her. She's the most important thing in here. I'm just the face and hands that are able to make the food.
The good food.
So let's get started. Okay, here's what we're starting with. I have chicken cutlets that were already pounded and sliced, and I coated them with some flour, salt, and pepper. When I saute the chicken, I use oil and a little butter in that. I use a pure olive oil. I don't use an extra virgin olive oil for this also. I have some chicken stock, capers, white wine. I have two different kinds of butter. This is regular butter, salted butter, your everyday butter. And I also have this. That's a very high fat content. And that's what you want to use to finish the dish, which I'll show you. Here's the lemon, one whole lemon I have some slices and some and a half a wedge here. The white wine, people are asking what they can use instead of white wine for various reasons. The recipe calls for white wine. If you want to use something else, it's your dish. At that point, you could do it however you want to. This is what it calls for. Now, there is wine out there that has no alcohol in it. So I even recommended someone to get cooking wine that you buy in the supermarket, but does have alcohol in it. I don't even know how they're allowed to sell it that way, but if you're looking for something with non-alcohol and still want to do the dish the same way, I would suggest that. Some people put chicken stock in it. You do what you want when you get there. The recipes that I'm making, they call for certain items, and if you want to change them, that's fine. It's your recipe at that point. You do what you like. Okay, for this dish, I have pure olive oil in here, not extra virgin, as I said. It's pure olive oil, and I have about 2 tablespoons of butter. Now, you don't have to do both. I like to do both. Some people just do it in butter. Some people just do it in oil. I like to give it a little bit of a flavor, but I need the oil because I do want these to brown. And I'm using a non-Teflon pan today because I want a little stuff on the bottom at the end to bring all those juices and all those flavors together. Now that was about, I'm gonna say maybe, again, as I've said before, I went around one time with the oil, probably would be about a little more than 1/4 of a cup in here. Now you don't want this to burn, so it's ready to go. I'm gonna start adding my chicken to it. I have all the chicken in there now. We're gonna let that cook up and then we'll start adding the rest of our ingredients. Now, a couple of people have asked about the oil, about changing the oil if you're cooking for large amounts of people. How do I keep the oil not from turning brown? How I do that is I keep changing it. You know, after it starts to brown a little bit, I shut the gas off, let it cool a little bit, take it off, and then I start all over again. There's no real trick to keep it from not getting brown. But the breadcrumb, plus you have breadcrumb that has cheese in it, it's gonna make stuff, it's gonna make the oil turn. That's just the way it is. Now I'm gonna let these cook to get a little brown. This is a quick dish. You can make this, if you have the ingredients in the house, this is a dish you can make where it's not gonna take you all day to whip up, marinara sauce and then have to do this and that. This dish you could do. You could prep these ahead of time, like the night before. You can take care of the chicken, just do it the next day, put it all together. And once you have everything done, putting it together is pretty quick. Okay, now as the chicken's browning, I'm gonna turn it. I like to get a little brown on there, and really that's pretty much what the flour is doing. So the flour really doesn't serve any other purpose because it's not like we're breading this and you need the egg to stick. Really just to get a little bit of a coat on there. Now we're going to start adding our ingredients. I'm gonna start by adding the capers. I have about 2 tablespoons of capers in here. This is a caper dish. That's a big part of this dish, big part of the flavor. So you do need them in there. If you want to do it without, you can. And some people put different things in here. Some people will put mushroom. You can put different things. You can make it however you like to eat it. But this is the way we did it. Now we're going to add our wine. As you can see, all that stuff that's on the bottom of the pan is all coming up. That's a big part of the flavor. Now we're going to add our lemon. I just cut a lemon in half. I stick a fork in there, and I just go around with it. If you get a seed in there or something, it ain't going to hurt nothing. We're going to use them sliced lemons that I had just to put on the top, just more or less as a decoration. Like I said, it was quick. You put the 3 ingredients so far. I'm going to put a little bit of chicken stock in here. What I say a little bit, and I use stock, not broth. Stock is a little heartier. You don't want to use lighter this. This is better. You'll see even when you pour it and stuff, it's a little bit thicker. And I'm only putting a little bit in there. Really just to make a little broth. I also put a little bit of parsley on here. It gives it nice color. Again, this is about 2 tablespoons of butter. You could adjust it to what you like. If it's too much for you, you can adjust it. This is what I like to do because this butter will act almost as like a cream. The European butters are high fat content, and that's what you kind of want. This was Kerrygold, the Irish butter. You could use that. There's a thing called Plugra. There's several European style butters. When you do buy them in the blocks. Don't buy anything whipped with that because the whipped is too light, and usually there's something added to it, which you don't want. So we're going to let this cook down a little bit, and then we'll show you the finished product. This is what it should start looking like. With that butter there, if you could see, it gets nice and creamy. That's exactly the consistency that you're looking for. We're going to plate this out and let you see what it looks like at the end. Here's our finished product. There's the chicken piccata. As you see, the juice in there is nice and creamy from the butter. And if it starts to thicken too much or you feel that it's getting dry, you can always add a little more chicken stock to it. That's fine. And you can add a little extra chicken stock and you can put this over pasta if you want to do that also. It's got a lot of options with this. It's a fairly quick dish to make. Again, you could flour the chicken overnight, have it all ready to go, and then put it together, and it's a 15-minute dish if you do all that. Good food, good memories. We'll see you soon.